Fight me!
Bringing the pain and bringing the fun. Are you tired of running the Bull Butcher Mark III Cleaver with Grenadier Gauntlet or Rumbler? Yeah, me either. They're incredible weapons and certainly make up for each other's weaknesses. The ability for ranged and melee weapons to complement each other in dealing with all enemy types is paramount to me. I haven't been put in a situation where I've had to clutch in some time, but in the event that I do, I need to be able to deal with everything that comes my way. Welcome to my build video for the Mark III Latrine Shovel and Mark V Kickback that I'm calling the Ogryn Holemaker. I know these weapons aren't considered S tier by some folks, but I find them, when coupled together, to be deadly fun to use. If you're looking to top out the scoreboard or have your name pop in the upper left hand corner with regularity, this isn't that kind of build. The Latrine Shovel and Kickback provide an enormous amount of control on the battlefield. The quantity of stagger this package can deliver at roughly 20 meters and in is fantastic and enables your team to shine. Let's get into it. Weapons. As I mentioned in the Latrine Shovel full review video, you will need to prioritize damage, penetration, and first target with the shovel. To a lesser extent, you'll want crowd control to be as high as possible while not sacrificing too much of the Defences Modifier to retain the maximum dodge count that's available. It's difficult to quantify how something feels, but my shovel has higher defenses than crowd control, and it feels fine to me. Concerning perks, damage to unarmored, flak, carapace, unyielding, and maniacs all work fine for me. I would probably be okay with sprint efficiency as well. Getting the perfect perks for your particular spade for hitting breakpoints you care about is something you will have to navigate for yourself, as there's just too many variables and modifiers and blessings to solely focus on perks. There's a lot of strife folks put themselves through chasing perfection in this game. Use what you have, discover what you like and dislike, and work toward what you want. Blessings wise, I highly recommend running Confident Strike and either Skull Crusher or Thrust, all at the highest levels you can attain. There are many underperforming or broken blessings for this weapon, and I feel these three are the strongest on offer. For the Mark V Kickback, the most important modifiers are damage, stopping power, and range. Damage because, well, damage. Stopping power because the draw to the kickback is its insane range stagger and knockdown power. The range because this weapon has a short range to begin with and you'll want to squeeze as much as possible from it. To me, I would rather have higher mobility than reload speed on this firearm. The reload on this weapon is pretty fast as is, and the spread between high and low values is fairly tight. Since I have to be in bad breath distance to make the most of the damage this thing has to offer, I like to be able to move as efficiently as possible. This piece dumps a lot of damage in a burst. I prefer unyielding damage for Ogryn Gunners, Bulwarks, and Monstrosities. I like running damage to Maniacs for the second perk as it helps with Mutants and Dreg Ragers, especially when there are multiple of either of these. Increasing the likelihood of being able to dispatch a Dreg Rager in one blast is invaluable to me. For the most part, any perk that adds damage is fine on this weapon. The one I used in the build efficiency showcase at the beginning of this video had plus 8% damage to Groaners and Poxwalkers. It was fine, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. I've settled on Expansive and Surgical. I chose Expansive since the spread on the kickback is so incredibly exaggerated, it's likely I'm going to hit 3 or more targets with my shot. Do I center my play around triggering this blessing? No. Does this blessing trigger and do I take advantage of it? Probably. I know it works, but I don't focus on it. My second blessing of choice is Surgical. While this doesn't directly complement Expansive or the Latrine Shovel, it does add a bit of damage for ADS shots, when RNG is kind, allowing this bad boy to stretch its legs just a little bit more. However, any of the blessings I mentioned in the Kickback full review video are fine on the blunderbuss. Curios. Ogryn Skullbreakers have the most health of any of the careers in Darktide. Therefore, adding more health as a percentage to your brute is going to be advantageous. I run plus max health percent for blessings on all of my Curios for this character. If I had it my way, I'd replace plus 15% damage resistance to gunners with more health. Perks wise, I shoot for anything that helps maintain my stamina. Sprint efficiency, block efficiency, and stamina regeneration are priorities for me. I run one of each. Toughness regeneration speed is very helpful and you should run it if possible. Beyond that, you will want more health, seconded by more toughness. I have plus 8% revive speed for allies on one of my Curios, and I'm okay with that on the Skullbreaker. When things go south and chaos abounds, players tend to look to you to get them up. Loyal Protector and Thick Skin afford you the ability to ignore just about everything but disablers to get your comrade up. Feats. For feats, I run 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2 in this build. Linchpin gives your team a massive boost to toughness replenishment. Heavyweight is the feat of choice for going toe-to-toe against Ogryn enemies, and boy are there a lot of these mixed in with regular units in Damnation. Towering Presence increases the radius of coherency for Intimidating Presence and Linchpin. Hard as Nails, even after its nerf, benefits in helping your teammates recover from dire situations. Knock 'em down, beat 'em up benefits the light-heavy horde management combo with the Latrine Shovel and gains many stacks when using the Kickback, often maxing out in a shot or two. Unstoppable will let you get anywhere you have to be to help a buddy in need. It also flattens clusters of armor bearing down on your group. How it plays. This build lets out your inner control freak. The Kickback allows me to knock over these two crushers as I grab a power cell. It can suppress shooters quite well, giving you room to rescue a fallen teammate. It lets me chunk away at this massive mixture of shooters and melee combatants, covering the team as we transition over a drop-down. If it's advantageous to the group, sacrifice some of your health and or toughness when needed. Some of that 500 plus health you're walking around with is for the team. I can't think of any other weapon in the Ogryn's arsenal that would provide such burst clearing potential as this. Anything that runs from our swath of doom is stopped dead in its tracks and is easily dispatched by the team. The horde breaks out, things get a little dicey. Being able to get someone up under dire circumstances can make or break a run in this game. You can knock something over with your boomstick at range, then tag it for your group. Everyone loves a static target, and it will likely go from red and tagged to dead with a toe tag quickly. Options. Some of you may be watching this saying, "Hey Cash, cool video, but I care less about control and more about making holes." Well, my friend, I have some options for you. This build, grounded in the use of the Latrine Shovel, is pretty flexible. If you want the most control and to use your ranged weapon as a brutal extension of your digger while sacrificing sustain and range, Kickback it is. There are no blessings dependencies for it. If you want to be able to have some serious ranged firepower that offers some control, I'd suggest the Gorgona Mark IV twin-linked heavy stubber with charmed reload for huge sustain and death spitter for when things get up close and personal. This doom cannon has damage for days. If you find that you'd like something in between, I'd suggest going with any of the Ripper guns. They're all pretty good at providing a good balance of firepower, sustain, and control. For blessings, I'd suggest Can Opener, Blaze Away, and Fire Frenzy. To me, this video was a risky endeavor. It is one I've been slowly creating since before my first Kickback video. Eventually I developed the idea of providing a ranged weapon review and a melee weapon review, culminating in a build video. Yes, I did not randomly pick Kickback and Latrine Shovel for testing and reviewing. For a build video, I wanted it to be something fun and less of, here's the facts and documentation that the weapon reviews tend to be. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and if you're feeling saucy, share this video, as it would really help me grow the channel and to gain a better perspective on where I should concentrate my efforts. I've had a blast so far in my YouTube journey, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds. And with that, I'm out. Peace.